knowledge and wisdom for the people sitting on your other side, and maybe you're just starting out, and you can help, and you can lend a hand and help grow. Over the last couple of years, this association has, like all the other associations across the country, gone through changes. It's really hard. People's times and schedules are busy. The economy takes a dump, and now everybody's scattering to do everything they can with no time whatsoever available for coming out to meetings and things like that. So over the last couple of years, our association's, membership has dwindled, and its mission that we established 25 years ago has changed. It's not the same, although a lot of the old policies and things that we used to do are still here. So over the last year, we've really started to dwindle, and I sat, and many of you saw my letter. I said, gosh, is this the end? Are we done? Do we not need this anymore? And I reached out to some of you and said, what do you think? And everyone unanimously said, you know what? We need a future. This is a great thing. But it just needs to be a new direction. It needs to be a new reinvention. It needs to be maybe a new take on an old thing. So the few of us that got together, and I reached out to some past presidents, and we sat down and said, we're not here to take over the association. We're here to create a platform this year to rebuild this association, and to reach out to all of you and say, what is it? We just described that. What's in it for me? What can this association bring to the table that would excite you enough to say, I'm going to come every month and get involved. Wow, this is great. For me, it would be great programming and networking. What's the programming? I don't want to come to a meeting and see a copier salesman standing in front of them trying to sell me a copier. My first gpva meeting, that's what it was, strangely enough. And I was like, are you kidding? I'll never come back. So the programming's got to be great. Can we do that consistently 12 months a year? Probably not now. But the idea, and Justin's going to come up in a second and talk a little bit about that. So the idea is, really to listen to the parts of the puzzle, the parts of this machine, and say, how can we make this better? How can we listen? How can we get involved with your business and help it grow? And at the end of the day, it's so, why Philadelphia? And I traveled the country for many years, speaking on video and teaching people, and I get calls all the time from people. Oh, Tim, I'm out in Southern California. How do you guys in Philly get that kind of money? Guys in New York and North Jersey. Philadelphia is one of the most lucrative markets. You can't go to South Carolina. You can't go to LA for the most cases and get the kind of dollars that you can get in our own backyard. And I say that because I think the bar for wedding films in this market, and somebody specifically talking about weddings at this point, but the bar was much higher early on because we all got together and we learned from each other. So it wasn't just 2 or 3 people. It was 100 people we had in an association. And everyone was like, wow, I thought I was really great, and I still think I'm good, but I still have a lot more to learn. Wow, look what's out there. And now I think that as we move forward and we think about that, I think it's still a viable model, and I think we all can greatly benefit from the wisdom of everybody else. So this year we'll vet it out. We'll see if that makes sense for